Hello. Hi, it's LindaLee, and I have been having some technical difficulties, so hopefully this will go off without a hitch. Basically the phone I normally use to record, for whatever reason, its battery isn't happy anymore. It's just an older device, and so I'm using a different camera this time, so hopefully we'll be good. It should be interesting to see. So anyway, I am here, and we are going to make Daniela's Stuffie, the one that she made for her Wall of Inspiration project for the month. I've seen a few girls do it, and I figured it's my turn to give it a go. Sorry, I'm just pouring some water for myself. What we'll do is, I actually want to make a couple, but I more than likely will only make one here with group all together. So let me just make sure I have comments turned on. And I do. So now I took a picture of her Stuffie to kind of remind me, what it looked like. But now I only have the one device to really kind of look at, so I can't really refer back to it. So I'm going to go by memory. I am going to cut down a little piece of cardstock. I just want to do this on my paper cutter real quick. And what I did is I just cut it down to 8 inches, and now I'm cutting that in half to 4 inches, because I remember it was 2 long strips that really just kind of got folded over each other. So this one, and then she turned them this way, I believe. Now I don't have a scoreboard, so we're just going to kind of eyeball this and fold it by hand. So let's see. Just a little bit. So how is everyone tonight? Hey Jerry, how are you? Yes, it is a live recording, April. I know, you can never tell for sure, because sometimes I'm recording for YouTube and it's not really alive. Or it was alive and then I put it on YouTube. You just never know. I gotta keep you guessing. So, alright, now let's do it this way. Eyeball the middle. Just make sure my edges are lined up. Now, if anyone's been kind of following what I've been doing with my YouTube, I've been making a journal. Somebody asked me to make one. And so that's what I've been kind of working on. And I want to make one of these stuffies for that. But I also want to make one to send out for the Wall of Inspiration. So, okay, I think we got our parts. I don't remember for sure though. I think it was like this, right? Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of distressing. How's everybody holding up with the staying at home stuff? Are you loving it or are you hating it? Or is it something that you're coming around to? Since I've been retired, I retired last July, I've been home a lot more than normal anyways. So it hasn't been too different for me, other than, normally I would leave the house a few more times a week, but I've only been leaving like once a week or so. Trying to get all my essential travel done all at once. It's hard to plan though, because I don't traditionally make that much of an effort to plan. I just kind of do things whenever. I'll have a tendency to be a little more spontaneous. So for me, it's kind of a challenge. I'm using walnut stain, and this is just regular cardstock. It's just a darker craft paper type color. I did finally get to the post office today. That was kind of interesting. They have shower curtains hung, clear ones. So they're behind a shower curtain with everybody's wearing masks. Everyone that works there and everyone that's kind of out and about in public. So I guess I should do the inside here too. Retirement makes this easier. It does, Lori. Otherwise, I think I would be going crazy. A new puppy? What kind of dog? She a little one, a big one? What's the name? You can't just say I have a puppy and that's it. So, a little bit of ink. One thing I found with this craft paper type cardstock too is once the ink dries, it doesn't look quite as dark. So that's kind of cool. You just kind of got to keep that in mind. That's part of the reason why I'm going a little heavy on it. And I have my camera kind of a little closer than I normally would. So it's like right at my nose. So I don't know. I feel a little out of sorts today. I don't know if I'm just dehydrated or I think that's probably it. It was really hot today. And while I did my running around, I didn't have water with me, and I normally do. Plus, we just had a pretty good-sized dinner. So, that's probably actually the whole thing, is just I ate too much. Yeah, this walnut stain, at first I thought it was too dark for a lot of what I was working on, but I've kind of come around to it. I kind of like it too. Let's see. So, Lori, how old is your poodle? 9 weeks? Aw. Puppies are so much fun. It's like having a toddler. I don't know why I make that reference. I don't even have kids, but that's what I equate it to. Puppies, they get into everything. All right. So, I brought out a whole bunch of scraps, and now I need to decide how I'm going to decorate this. Am I going to do it froofy, kind of girly girl? Or do it a little more on the masculine side? So, I think what I'm going to do is put it this way. I'm like a little lower than what's framed, huh? Darby, you didn't miss anything yet. All I've been doing is ink and paper so far. I'm just going to wait for this to catch up a little bit. The measurements, it was just a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I cut off the 1/2 inch and then cut it down the middle. So this is 4 inches wide and 4 inches wide. And basically just centered them and then kind of folded them around each other. And now I'm going to glue them. Actually, what I might want to do, because I know I want to tie this shut, is glue down the middle. I have some seam binding here. This is like one of my new favorite colors of seam binding too. And what I'm going to do, I got this in Kelly's shop. All right, where's my scissors? I can never find seam binding, but she's got so many different colors. Hopefully that's long enough. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of inking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this underneath the papers that I used to cover. I just got to do a better job at centering this here. Okay, so here's the middle. That way I can tie it and the ribbon will be kind of secure underneath the pieces of paper that we used to decorate it. So I have a little bit of variation from Daniela's. She had a cute little toggle type closure on hers. I'm just going to do a ribbon tie. And I find that this glue stick works really well on gluing this to paper when you're gluing it flat. Actually, when it's rumpled, it does pretty good too. But, alright, now we're gonna do, I guess I really didn't have to ink this part. Okay. There. So now this and this, and then the bottom and the top. Okay, so luckily that hadn't dried all the way, so I could bring that down. Let's do some decorating, because I don't think she really did too much with pockets on the outside, but I think I might do something. Let's see. I have all kinds of little scraps over here. I don't know. I have some little bits and pieces from that I haven't really used yet. I got some little bitty envelopes. These are all from Kelly's shop. But I want to try and use a couple of these little guys. Look how cute these are. Little teeny tinies with little cards on the inside. So, but I guess first we got to figure out which papers. This is a Sears and Roebuck. The journal that I want to put it in, the signature covers are kind of like all collage with different texts. So I think that's maybe what I'll use. See, here I'm way off to the other side and you guys can't see it. Let me just bring all this over here. Kind of all my pieces are smaller. Oh, this is cool. I can use that to make a little tablet. This is a pretty good size. This looks like a good size. We can use the little map. Do I want it purple? Usually I try to give everything a little bit more forethought before I start recording, but I really didn't, other than grabbing, you know, these scraps, so that's cool. That's cool. That's a little index card that I kind of did the spray on. Alright, so I think I got some good sized pieces of paper. Let's see what we got. Move these back over here. I don't have a corner round either, but I do have an envelope maker that has that little quarter round punch on it, so I'll probably use that. And I have this little mini cut paper cutter, so I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to guesstimate my cuts. This was the outside, right? No, I want to decorate the outside first, I think. Sorry, I've been kind of ignoring the little feed here. Facebook, a few months. Be careful of spams. Oh boy. That's all we got to do is watch out for more spams. Oh, you're talking about the little dogs? I don't understand why people have to victimize other people. Doesn't make sense. I never did get it. And I'm a perfect example of someone to take advantage of because I don't think that way. So I'd be one of those out there that are saying, what just happened? So all I'm really doing right now is cutting pieces of paper to kind of fill in kind of like decorate the outside. That kind of fits there. I think I need another piece of that paper, but I don't have any more. I don't think. There's a gathering of people outside my door. Every Friday night, it seems like there's a party outside my window. A couple weekends ago, some kid was practicing his trumpet. So we need this to kind of come back to there. Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? I know we can't really go too far or do too much, but what y'all gonna do? I just have probably a grocery store run on Sunday so we can get some fresh bread for the week. My guy, fortunately and unfortunately, is still working, so I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. He wears a mask, though, and carries sanitizer with him. Everybody in my neighborhood pretty much is wearing masks now. I know they made it mandatory in Miami, but everybody here's kind of already been doing it for a short period of time. But it's still nice to have that paycheck coming in, though, I'll tell you that much. Doesn't sound like there's very much social distancing going on out there. It sounds like there's like 6 or 8 people out there. They want to watch me, yeah. You know, they probably wonder what I do because the neighbors across the way, my apartment building faces east, and I face the very end of another building. We're on the very end, and the people that live in the apartment that my window faces, when they walk in and out of their apartment, I'm basically looking at them. So when they walk in and out, they're looking at me. And they see me here, and they probably, sometimes the sewing machine is on the table, sometimes it's not. So they're probably overall trying to figure out, what is she doing? And is she recording, or what is she doing? Because we say hi to each other and everything, but for whatever reason, they're just not friendly. It's not that they're unfriendly, they're just not overly social. They've lived there maybe 2 years, and I don't even know their names. But I speak to them every time I see them. So, it's their fault. And their loss. Hey, Nancy. Did you ever find your art glitter glue information? Anybody that uses the art glitter glue, Nancy was asking me about it. I don't use the art glitter glue, so I'm not as familiar with how easy it is to find. I haven't tried. I've seen a lot of people use it though, and the applicator looks really cool because it's nice and narrow tipped. I love this glue stick though, because if you've noticed, I put things down and I pick them up. Sounds like a Planet Fitness commercial. I pick things up and I put them down. But it allows me to reposition it, a few times before it's stuck, which is something I like a lot. Okay. So I am going to put something there, but let's turn this over and see where I'm at. So yay, it's not upside down. That's upside down. That's not upside down. Oh, good. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? And then I gotta put something here. I want to use this purple paper, I think. Daniela, hello. I'm making your project, or at least attempting it. The only thing I've really done different than you so far is glued a piece of seam binding in underneath the paper so that I can try and use a tie to close it. Uh-oh, this one's almost empty. That's the only thing wrong with these little bitty glue sticks. I got a nice collection of them for Christmas though, but you go through them really fast. So I got another one right here. So this one, I'm probably going to be sending out with our Wall of Inspiration mailing. So I don't know exactly who just yet, but this one is going to get mailed out. And what I'll probably do is make another one or two. Oh, I never rounded my corners. Oh well. Okay, and then this will tie. Do I want to put a little piece down here? Do I? Jerry, are you still here? How are things for you and Mark? I think about you guys a lot. Jerry and Mark are friends of ours that we used to not necessarily be neighbors, but we both lived in Naples, and they were a big inspiration to me when I first started my jewelry business back in the day. I actually used to sell my jewelry in their shop at a flea market. I miss you guys. I don't have any creative friends here right now. Not that live locally. Hi, Cheryl. I know I haven't been saying hi to everybody, but hi, everyone. I just randomly catch different people sneaking in. So Cheryl, I'm making Daniela's Stuffie. The one that she did for our Wall of Inspiration project. Okay, so my outside is decorated. And this little spot can be used for journaling. And this one is securing my ribbon. Now we need to put coverings in pockets and belly band. That I remember. I think I want to put the purple in the middle. No, maybe not. So this piece of paper here, that little journal that I'm making on my YouTube series, this is a piece of paper that I was kind of testing different colors to figure out which ones I wanted to use for the stencil and the stamps. So maybe I'll use this for the inside. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys notice, I don't really use a piece of paper or a pencil to mark where I cut. I just crimp the edge of the paper and then line it up. It's pretty scientific. So here, I want to cut it about here. And then here, I'm going to put a pocket so I really don't need to cover the whole thing. I know she had a side tuck in hers, but I think I'm going to put a bottom tuck in mine. So I'm just going to partially, and then this piece will go on the bottom. Yeah. I did not distress any of those papers that I put on the other side. Nobody said anything. You just let me do it. Hello, Karen. All right. So let's go ahead and at least ink these a little bit. Is everybody talking amongst themselves or not so much? Could I move a little to the left? Thank you, Daniela. Sorry. Here right now, see, I'm looking at the words, but I'm not paying attention to where I'm working. See, you don't get it all, you know. It's either one or the other. Is this better? Can you see me now? I think you can. Looks like you can. And I have my camera up a little closer than I normally do too, so if you want me to pull out a little, just let me know. April, watch it. Okay. So I do want to thank, I know I keep randomly bringing up my YouTube channel. I do want to thank everybody who's actually gone over there and subscribed. It's probably going to be a long while before I can do anything live over there. I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I'm at like 150-ish. So it's going to be a little while. But just going to keep posting content. It too shall come. And I've got a couple of different videos that, you know, y'all have asked for. So I'm going to try and do an eco dye this weekend and video it. So you'll see me kind of layer up my foliage in the mixed media paper. And then see me put the boil together. I think I'm going to do, I have a lot of avocado skins. Avocado doesn't really yield any real intense color. No, you are being good. I was just, watch back. You'll know what I'm talking about. But I think I was gonna, instead of doing it just all avocado, I have some beets because I want to try and get, a more intense red. So that's going to be my goal. And the avocado is not going to get me there. So maybe I'll just do some avocado dye. The old traditional in the oven, dip it, bake it type of thing. Or sit and spray while everything is boiling. Because usually when I eco dye, that thing's going for a little while. I usually let it boil for at least 2 hours. Oh, I think that's upside down. But yeah, my intention, because I figured out how to edit and blend video. So now I can record one video and then record the other video later and put them together to make one solid video. It's just a matter of them loading to YouTube, like anyone who's tried to load to YouTube knows, it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so now going across. Cindy, how are you? Naomi, I think it kind of, as far as the U.S. being on lockdown, it's more specific to each state. And the individual governors have, as well as the counties, have the authority to mandate. So the governor can give an executive order, but at the same time, the individual counties right now have the authority to lock us down if they choose to. Florida just started their lockdown April 2nd. So all non-essential people in my area, in my state, are home now. So just like the grocery stores, the post office, the gas stations, the car repair shops, all those people are still working. I know where my boyfriend works. He works for a glass installation, so he's construction. Their work has dramatically been cut, but I think technically they still can work without, being in trouble. Well, that didn't work out very evenly, did it? Do I cut another piece or do I just go with it, kids? I'm just going to go with it because I'm going to put pockets up anyways, right? Those little corner pockets or tucks, if you want to call them that. Wow, that's pretty extreme. So Naomi says that New Zealand is on a complete lockdown for 2 weeks. Yeah, they just started randomly pulling people over to kind of deter the non-essential travel in my area. Nobody is getting tickets yet, but they're saying that that's coming if people don't stop. They were going to, in Marco Island, which is just south of us. It's one of the furthest south locations you can get to on the west coast of Florida that I'm but they were going to open their beaches to foot traffic. All the parks are closed. There is no parking anywhere. And what they wanted to do is allow residents to at least walk on the beach, just allow them exercise without, being restricted from the beach. And then all of a sudden people were coming from all over to be at the beach. And so there was no social distancing, being observed, and everything started to get out of hand really fast because folks were coming in from Miami and further north to come down. And I guess you can't blame them. A beach is open. But they closed it the same day. They reversed but just like the I don't know where I was going, but it's just a shame that a few people can't follow the rules, and it ruins whatever little freedoms we can potentially appreciate. Because if it would have gone over without a hitch, of course other areas might have tried to do the same thing. So people within walking distance of the beach, wherever they are, might have been able to enjoy their own local beaches, but nope. Sorry. No soup for you. Everybody's gotta stay off the beach. Wow. That's pretty extreme. Not allowing cars to pass through different areas. Yeah, everybody should be staying in their own neighborhoods. There shouldn't be any long distance travel. But it is getting a little better. We didn't have anybody die in Collier County today, which is my county where I live. So that's always a good day. I'm not sure how many new cases we had, but nobody died. So we'll take the little victories. All right, so I got the inside flaps pretty much taken care of. Let's go ahead and make some little pockets and stuff. Let's see, maybe I will use this cardstock. Nope, I'm not using the cardstock. We need something colorful. I need to use this. This for my middle pocket. And make this a little narrower. I can't find my little circle punch. I have a circle punch. It's only like a little 1/2-inch one. I don't have anything bigger than that. But I wanted to cut, a little thing. I guess I can free form it. Is that what you say? Free hand it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I disappeared there for a moment. So I'm supposed to be flying to New York at the end of June. I don't know. I didn't even call the airline yet to see if they've already canceled anything that far ahead or... Okay, so this here, I'm just going to glue on the edges. So I'm going to use the tacky glue instead here. Sorry for my left hand hiding what I'm doing. So I could have made it a smidge wider. What time is it? How long have I been on for? I want to try and keep this one down a little bit. The last one I did was an hour and a half when I was showing my flowers. I don't want it to be that long this time, but yeah, who is that, Heidi? We just had somebody TSA test positive, so our security people are sick. Good idea to not come through, I guess, just yet. It's surprising to me that there are still airlines that are traveling, you know, that do have flights. Uh-oh. For some reason in my brain, that was going to work. Yeah, it's going to be a while before anybody can really comfortably fly, I think. Okay, so even though I cut this the way I did, I think I'm still going to glue this one here just upside down. I like it. 45 minutes. Thank you, Lori. I'm doing okay so far. Actually, it doesn't matter how long it is. I just kind of wanted to consciously keep it down a little bit. Because if I end up posting this to YouTube, I want people to watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be too long. And then once people get to know me, you know, then they're okay. They don't mind hanging out as long. Because it's interesting to me how many people have liked me on YouTube that I don't even know. Thank you. Hello, Arlene. Welcome, welcome. I'm making our Wall of Inspiration project for the month. So every month we are going to, there's somebody that's volunteered for each month, and Daniela did it this month, and she did this little stuffy thing. So I'm recreating my version of it. And where's my... And we're going to mail it out. We're supposed to mail it out to each other. So this project is pretty cool. We haven't made something like this, at least lately. I can't recall something really being that much like this project. Hopefully I can be as creative when it's my turn. I selected June, so we shall see what happens. And this tacky glue dries clear too, so. Hey Kat, how are ya? Welcome, welcome. I'm making a mess. I got gobs of glue everywhere. And I didn't cut this with thinking too much in advance. So I'm just gluing it in upside down. It'll be upside down tuck. Oh, even your post offices are closed, Naomi. Wow. Ours are open, at least so far. Like I was saying earlier, they're working behind shower curtains, but... All right. And I know there was a belly band up here too, right? Is that long enough for a belly band? Not really, but we're going to do it anyway, I think. What I do with the greens. Is that big enough for a belly band? Yeah, let's use that for a belly band. And then we're going to make the little bits to kind of go in those pockets. And I don't remember what she had down here on the bottom. It might have been just another pocket of some sort. Let's see if I can use a little of this glue. That way it doesn't go to waste. Am I still so y'all can see? Uh-oh. My tacky glue is not being tacky, at least very tacky, so I'll let that sit for a moment. And while that's happening, I need to make a little pad of papers. I got a little piece of coffee dyed paper. So I'm just gonna kind of tear this down a little bit. Sorry I'm kind of quiet, guys. I'm not sure why. It's not in my nature. But it is fun just kind of crafting without doing a lot of talking. But when you know somebody's watching, you kind of want to have a little bit of chatter going on, you know? At least I do. I feel a little awkward not talking. So all I'm doing is rough tearing some papers because I'm going to staple them together and make a little pad and tuck it in that little belly band piece. It's not very dark coffee dyed though, is it? Maybe I'll do a little bit of distressing on each piece of paper. And so how many of you guys, when you have garbage, just throw it on the floor? Okay, so I'm just kind of rearranging the papers a little bit, so okay, so that's a little long. So let's go ahead and trim it. I'm just going to cut this cardboard and then I can tear the rest of it. Okay, so there's the little pad for that pocket. I didn't bring any stamps over. I kind of have all that stuff put away that I normally have on my desk because when I made a few masks for my family and I was recruited to make a few to send out and volunteer supporting our local area. So I'm going to distress and stamp on those little guys, I think. What should I do down here? What did you do down here, Daniela? I can't not throw some stuff away. I'd have too much. It's just too much. There's got to be a line drawn somewhere. Otherwise, we'd all be buried in itty bitty teeny tiny bits of whatnots. Danielle, are you still here? Help me. What goes on this bottom piece? Is it another pocket? The measurements, I started with an 8 by 12 or an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I trimmed off the 1/2 inch for the 8. So I went from 8.5 to 8, and then I cut it right down the middle. So I had 2 strips of 4 inches. That's what I did. I think long as it's kind of longer than it is wide, so that you can do this flap thing, you know, so it kind of envelopes itself. I think that's the only thing you kind of go for. But those are the measurements I have. So it was 8 by 11, and then I cut it down to 4 from the 8. So I had 2 long pieces. Yeah, it's a really nice little project. So I'll decorate these little tags I got from Kelly's shop. Little journal piece. Where are those tiny envelopes I wanted to use? I have a little pink one. Let's use this one. Look at this little teeny thing. Isn't that adorable? So what am I going to do with this? I'm going to actually glue it right to here. I got these little tiny guys from Kelly's shop. I actually get a lot from her shop. She's got cool stuff. I have quite a bit of stuff that people have sent me too. Those are more of what I've been trying to use more than my own scraps lately, I think. Bottom flap has a corner tuck with a mini journal. Cool. I'm going to have to go back with some of my little itty bitty stamps. My rubber stamps. I've got some stamps. Does that make sense? Do I have any that have flower-ish on it? These are actually really cool. These are mostly US stamps. Guess where I got these from? That's cool, kind of just as it is. That's what I should do when I cut my stamps off the envelopes, is cut it with my pinking shears. Thank you, Kelly. Well, this is like a homemade stamp, or is it? I think it might be. It's on a book page. Okay. I'm probably at an hour now, right? Gotta learn to work faster. talk less. Actually, I haven't really been talking that much. Put a little tiny stamp in there too. I want to put a green one in though. Let's see. That's too big. Here we go. Yeah. Ta-da! Alright, now these guys, Sarah, I keep having a tendency to wish you luck. Good luck. Thanks for hanging out with us. So I need to put some stamps, some rubber stamping or stenciling on these little tags. And I need to make some more little stuffies for the pockets themselves. These little strings. Okay. So roughly speaking, I was going to put something up here, wasn't I? And then this comes down. And then, oop, nope, this goes up. And then this comes down. And then I tie it in a bow. What I'll probably do is wrinkle that up. Ta-da! So not all of it matches, but I like it. What do you guys think? So I'm just crinkling up the seam binding. I'm trying to graciously move back into frame. So I'm going to do some more. I'm going to do some distressing to the little pad. I'm going to make a little booklet to go into the bottom because I'm going to put another pocket similar to this in there. And then make something to tuck into this, my corner that goes up. And I might even put something on the back. But I don't know. I think this right here is pretty much the ticket. A little journaling spot there. Okay, kids. other than forgetting to distress here on the purple flowers, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Just need to make a few little items. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll make a few little items and I'll take a couple of pictures and post it. Yay! Can you see it? Let me... Ta-da! That's our project, ladies. So I want to see more. I've seen a few of you already do them, and they're so cute. This is a great little project, Daniela. Thank you. I'm going to say goodbye for now. And this weekend I'm going to commit to it. I am going to do an eco dye, and I'm going to record it and then put, the beginning and the reveal together into one video, and we'll post it. Probably on my YouTube, but I'll definitely link it so that it's easy to find, because I know a few of you have been asking for it. And during the week next week, I'm going to do some book page button stuff. So some of the really big buttons that I got in that last button haul, I think some of them I'm going to cover. We're going to use some paper. But my problem is I don't have a punch. So I'm going to have to figure out a good way to put paper on here. I don't know if it's going to be easier to glue and then trim it, or just get it really wet and tear it, like we kind of do with our napkins when we decoupage. But I got some great bigger buttons. Look at this one, how cool that is. That's like a 2-inch button. And this and this. This one I'm not going to cover. We're going to keep that little pinky somewhere safe. But I got some great big buttons, and I'm going to do that during the week too. So look for that. All right, kiddos. I'm done. Thanks again for hanging out with me. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a great night. Be well. Stay safe. And see you soon. Bye-bye.